Hey, overcomers. Welcome back to my channel. I am Evora Bentley. I am a faith coach helping others to change their mind so that they can begin to see their world change around them. Overcoming the battle is all about helping a group of people who have been oppressed for some time, who have been lost and struggling in their identity. It is one to help to instill vision so that they can see the power in their mission by discovering their identity in the Most High. So today, first of all, thank you so much for all of you who tune in, for my subscribers, my supporters. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am so grateful, so grateful. The more and more that I have faith to get on here to do a video to share certain things with you guys. I'm grateful that this channel has been a blessing to many, but you guys are also been a blessing to me. So thank you so much, which is something I never expected, to be honest. So I want to share with you guys, I posted a little bit, and today I want to tell you about my encounter recently with a spiritual spouse. If many of you may have known, I was being obedient and I was doing prophetic words of encouragement about marriages to help encourage and lift other women. And then at the time afterwards, it started to encourage me as well. Let me just share with you, if many of you have heard my story about the counterfeit, a gentleman who I thought was going to be my husband for some time, then you should know that it was a battle for me to do those videos. It was not what I wanted. So I did them out of obedience because I didn't realize that, you know, there was so much that I still held on from that situation. Didn't realize that I hadn't fully forgiven myself, healed, and honestly had let that go. And so with me sharing that is where I come to share this about the spiritual spouse. So I met a gentleman who approached me and pursued me and was saying, you know, God said you were going to be my husband. This guy, I remember there was a desire that I had to walk in a certain place, like where I live at, in the city I live at. And I remember when he asked me, he was like, we could go walk in there, right? And so I was like, oh my goodness, you know, to me, that was a sign like, oh my gosh, this guy knows the desires of my, you know, some things I desired. He was telling me about some dreams that I had. He could literally see some things. And so to me, I was like, oh, he is definitely sent by the Most High. And long story short, he was definitely a wolf in sheep clothing. Someone had told me last year that I would experience one more counterfeit, which is something I was not trying to hear. I said my counterfeit days were over with. But ladies, this is what I want to share with you. And this was something that really stuck out to me about this gentleman. The counterfeit, the guy who was my best friend, who I was friends with for years, and I thought he was going to be my husband. He had so many similarities to his chocolate melanin skin, his bald head, to his beard. And so I started to question those things, right? After that encounter ended. And just to be honest, y'all, I take therapy. I go to therapy. I have a therapist. I have no shame about that. If you're somebody that's been battling and you need therapy for a reason, I encourage you. If that's the direction the Most High leads you, go to therapy. So I know that, especially in the Black community, that is not something that we are big on and we promote. But I'm saying, look, you can love the Most High and you can have a therapist, and it has been helping me gratefully. And so I had a breakthrough in therapy. Sometimes the Most High will start dealing with me on my way to therapy, like, this is what you need to talk about today. This is what you need to get out. And so that's pretty much what happened. And so I realized there were some things I was still thinking about when it came to this gentleman, even though I had ended it, even though I knew he was not the one. I mean, I won't even say that he was someone from the enemy's camp. I would say this dude was the devil himself. And yes, I fell for it. And let me show you why. Because of the spiritual spouse that I had attached to me. Long story short, I realized my breakthrough that I had in therapy was that I was drawn and connected to this guy because of the fact that, see, he resembled and looked like the guy who was the counterfeit. But what I didn't realize is what I was holding on to was the idea of this gentleman who was the counterfeit. We were best friends. Everything about this dude was genuine, how he treated me and my daughters. I didn't realize that when I tell you this guy did nothing wrong, okay? The counterfeit. This was an idea, a seed that was planted that I believed that he was going to be my husband. I started to put things on him in regards to pretty much putting him in position as far as like demanding, like I already seeing myself as his wife, and our things totally messed up our friendship. Long story short, I realized I attracted this other guy, honestly, because of what was in my soul. The soul tie that I had to this idea that I was never going to meet another man that was going to be genuine to me, that was going to be genuine to my daughters, with no strings attached, no hidden motives, to love me. I didn't realize that I also didn't forgive myself because I was so hurt and how that relationship messed up. So I still had some healing from things that I didn't realize I held on to. This fear that I was never going to meet another gentleman like him. And because of the fact that I held on to that, it was a soul tie, a stronghold where the enemy was able to send someone who resembled this guy, who then was in my face saying, I know you're going to be my wife. God told me you're going to be my wife. Everything that I hoped that this guy could see from this seed that I had planted in my head, which was a seed that was planted, which was not even the truth. So someone who was not of the truth, I was able to have them drawn to me and be deceived because I hadn't dealt with what I was holding on to. And so when I had that breakthrough, I said, you know what? That is a lie. There will be a guy. One who is after the heart of Yahweh, the Most High. One who is a reflection of Yahweh. A king like Yeshua, one who can lead and guide me like the Holy Ruach, who will come along. So I encourage you that while you are waiting on the Most High to send that guy, that he will give you the desires of your heart. But also be honest with yourself and truthful. And something I had no idea was a soul tie. It was revealed because I started to question. This guy looked so much like him. What in the world? How did this happen? The enemy knows what your desires are, the ones that do not line up with the Most High. And he is ready to send something your way to try to trick you and deceive you. But I am so grateful that what only lasted 3 months didn't go past 3 years or 30 years or 13, something. Because the Most High, he loves me. I'm his daughter. And he's going to make sure I'm not led astray. So I hope this just encourage you, women, to just really pray to be delivered from any spiritual spouse, soul ties, anything that could cause what the enemy wants to send your way to connect with you. And that's completely broken in the name of Yeshua. That every trick, plot, ploy the enemy could send your way, that you're able to have eyes to see and you won't be able to be deceived. And so I hope this encourages someone to continue to wait and trust the Most High for who he has for you, because again, he's going to be in a reflection like Yahweh, a king like Yeshua, and one who can lead and guide you like the Holy Ruach. All right, love you. I hope you all have an amazing day on purpose.